everyone, it's Bailey. Welcome back to the channel and thanks so much for tuning in to what's going to be a deep dive of my everyday makeup drawer. Well, drawers. On any given day, generally, there is a mess of products in front of me. I am not great at cleaning it up. I'm not great at organizing it. It's like organized chaos here where I have a mixture of the stuff that I need every day to put on my full face that I just use faithfully no matter what, mixed in with the new products, the stuff I've been sent, the stuff I have purchased, and I'm just kind of working on trying so that I can ultimately maybe share my thoughts on it in a video someday. But sometimes things get lost in that chaos, and so I'll have, for instance, every intention of trying a new product consistently every day, but it'll get lost in the clutter, I'll misplace it elsewhere, it'll just somehow fall by the wayside and it will get delayed by a couple days or a week, or I just won't end up talking about it because it'll be on the back burner somewhere mentally. So I'm hoping that this helps me be more organized and efficient in trying new products and also just cleans up this space in front of me so that I can think more clearly when I'm filming. So today's video is going to be going through all of those drawers. It's actually, in case you're curious, from the brand Original Beauty Box, one of their acrylic organizers, which I feel like were very popular a couple years back, but you rarely hear about them as much, I think. But they're a great means of storage if you have a small to mid-sized collection. You know, I wish there was something in between this set of drawers and the IKEA drawers that I have back there that a lot of people have to store their makeup in, but this is a great desktop option if that is what you're looking for. And so I figured we would just go through it today because I know I love seeing what is in other people's kind of everyday makeup situations, just the way it's organized, how they keep everything, what they're trying. So I'm hoping that you guys enjoy this as well. If you see any of the products that I have on deck, let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see using them. If you have any questions about them, you know, if it's worth a review or if you just want to see a tutorial, let me know all of those things down in the comments below. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So before we get into the details, I wanted to give you an idea of how my desk is set up. So this is the current layout of everything. Over here I have some makeup wipes. These are from the brand Spa Works. They're micellar wipes, nothing super special. I just picked them up at Home Goods, I think, / TJ Maxx. Then I have the eyeshadow palettes. These are some individual eyeshadows that I had to put in freeform palettes, so they don't fit in here. I have standard eyeliners. I'm not really testing anything in the eyeliner category right now, so these are just my standard go-to shades. And then this is my beauty organizer with some more stuff on top here that does not fit that I will talk about when we switch vantage points. Also, in case you're wondering, I did turn my drawers around because I film in front of a mirror, so if I were to show you my actual desk from my viewpoint when I'm sitting down, it would be totally backlit by the window, and so this is not actually how I get ready, but roughly the same setup. So first let's talk about the shadows that I'm trying in these freeform palettes. This is an Adept Cosmetics palette. Well, actually both of these are. These are some of my favorite freeform palettes out there. This one is a dual-sided, if I can, oh my god, if I can open it. This one is a dual-sided palette, so you open it up and actually both sides are magnetized here, and it comes with a separator so you don't have to worry about if you have incredibly flaky shadows, which I'm currently trying, you don't have to worry about that falling into the layer over here. So these are my JD Glow shadows. I'm not testing them. I know I love them. I just like having them in a palette where they are still front and center with other things I'm testing, so I remember to use them because they're incredible. These are what I'm testing. They're from a brand called Love Luxe Beauty, which one of you guys encouraged me to try. And I have a mixture of pressed pigments, you can see here, as well as these, they're called like opalescent or opal lustrous press pigments. They're incredibly crumbly, as you can see by all of this, which I don't love. They're just very loosely pressed into the pan. It's almost like it's, you know, the texture of gold leaf or gold foil, but crumbled and pressed into a pan. So literally a strong breath of mine has just poofed these out all over the palette, and they are a little bit of a challenge to work with. See if I can zoom in here so you can get an idea of the texture. I mean, it's like, it's beautiful, but it's just like so crumbly unless you can crush it up even more on your lid. Otherwise, you just get these like larger sort of things. I don't know. Still testing. Let me know if you have any tips, but that's currently what I'm working with in this palette. Then in this other palette, this is huge, but actually comes with a mirror up here on the other side. And in here, these are my Sydney Grace eyeshadows. These are no longer available to my knowledge. This was a winter bundle. These are freestanding shadows that I bought, and these are what I am testing, and they are from the brand Luxie Beauty. And it's not just eyeshadows. They are also, the larger pans here are highlighters, colorful colorful highlighters. You know I love a good colorful highlighter. Oh, and this one up here, this is kind of a rando from the brand Dear Katie Brown. She has phenomenal glitters. And this is a really interesting shade because you can see from some angles it looks like there's nothing in here, but then from others it has this gorgeous purple shift to it. So this is a, whoop, there it goes, but not nearly as crumbly as those other ones because no mess. But it's just this gorgeous, like, multifaceted, looks like nothing from some angles and purple from others. So I think it's a nice introductory glitter, if you will, for someone who's not comfortable with full-on colorful glitter across their lid, but wants just a little something to play with. Anywho, not what the point of this video was. So I am trying these shadows, which unintentionally I picked individually to get a good, solid sampling of different finishes, shades. These are incredibly fall-y and I don't hate them. I will wear them year-round, but I realized once I finally got them and unloaded them here that this is, I wish I'd had this in fall. Then here, obviously I have my highlighters, the colorful kind, like such gorgeous shifts right up in there. And some of these eyeshadows have a shift to them too. Like this one is like a purpley, pretty purpley gold, just so satisfying to swatch. But again, still testing those, so let me know if you want to see any specific looks or have any questions about those brands. Now here are the eyeliners. So you can just see what I'm working with. Woo! So I have a couple colorful picks here from Urban Decay, Pixie, also some classic brown shades in here. And then actually I am trying, well first, here's a dual-ended one from Pixie. It has both a liquid end and a pencil end, which I really like. But then I also do have two newer, this one's brand new. Butter London just sent me this one called the Power Up liner with a calligraphy tip, which I really like. I mean, I haven't tried it yet. I like the idea of a calligraphy tip. And then I also have one from Rimmel that is new and I've been meaning to try for the longest time. This is called Wonder Wing and it has a felt tip on it. And just so you can get an idea of the difference between these two tips, so you can see this is the calligraphy tip here, which I tend to prefer just because the liquid tends to flow more freely, it's less rigid. And then here's a felt tip, which has an interesting shape from Rimmel, but does tend to dry out faster, focus, in my experience, and tends to be a little bit more scratchy, which even though I don't have sensitive eyes typically, felt can sometimes make them water like crazy, which then smudges your liner and defeats the whole purpose. Okay, here's the top of the storage unit, and this tends to be where things that either won't fit inside will go, or just things that I like to keep at arm's reach so I can use them easily, like a memory card if I randomly run out of memory while filming a video. Lana lips, I love this to prep my lips, especially if I'm doing a lip swatch video. I also have my Urban Decay Grindhouse, which I love for any size of pencil. Then there is this Walgreens brush cleaner, which I love because I'm often too lazy to do like a full-on liquid clean of my brushes. So this is a way to swirl your brush in this and it just kind of takes the color away so that you can use it on another product without muddying the pigment up. This is an eye primer from Tom Ford. I'm not especially in love with it, but I want to use it up because it is Tom Ford. On the bottom you have a cream primer and then in the top you have a powder primer, and honestly it's just like kind of a standard eye primer. There are certainly a lot more affordable ones out there, like the CoverGirl Lid Lockup. Love that, and it performs just as well, if not better, for a tiny fraction of the cost. Then I have two palettes over here. Urban Decay just sent me the new Naked Reloaded palette, and then I have the Lorac Unzipped Elegance palette, which I wore in a very recent video. Look at those gorgeous cool tones. These are insane shimmers. So I've really been liking this, but I don't like how much excess space is in this palette. Whereas, you know, compared to something like the Naked, where it's just packed so efficiently in here, love this. But to be totally honest, I mean, in this moment, I love the change of pace that these colors are giving me as opposed to these warmer leaning neutrals. And then last up, I have three new mascaras from L'Oreal. These are the one, well, this one is the waterproof version, but I have a Blackest Black and a Black Brown or a brown version, and it's the Unlimited mascara. This is the one with kind of the broken neck thing where you can bend it like this. Could be great for getting the lower lash line, the upper lashes. Honestly, I've used this twice and it's pretty good so far, but have not used it enough to give a solid opinion on it. Okay, now let's get into this top drawer. This is where I keep eye essentials, so like mascaras that I know I love. This is a new one from Butter London that I'm trying, a backup of my CoverGirl brow pencil because here's the active one that I'm using right now, and then my Eyelure magnetic lashes that I also have a backup of in this second drawer down. These are new Wet n Wild lipsticks. They're from the Perfect Pout line, and I bought every shade from their website so that I could do a swatch video. I have swatched them all, but I'm still just currently testing them to see how they wear on my lips because they're a more traditional formula, and so a little bit drier but still very pigmented, and surprisingly a little transfer proof given that they are just like they feel like a standard lipstick as opposed to a liquid lipstick. So TBD on those. Next up, I have lashes over here. Like I said, these are a new version of that one that I had in that top drawer. These are some that I've yet to try from Kiss because they are a full strip of magnetic lashes, which I tend to really not like. But if they go south, wearing both of them together, I do have my Moxie lash here, which is a magnetic eyeliner that I have a review of you can go check out, just in case I want to wear them but don't want to have to worry about matching up the top and bottom magnets. And then here I have two new liner slash eyeshadows from Rimmel. These were super interesting. I picked up from the drugstore, and basically they come with a liner applicator, but you can also like apply them and then blur them out or blend them out, and they're supposed to dry down to a shadow texture. So they're like either a highly pigmented liner or a very glittery shadow, which I love multi-use products, so can't wait to give these more of a try. Okay, over here on the right, these are the cream liquid shadows from Wet n Wild that I recently raved about in my favorites. These are some new eyeshadow crayons from Wet n Wild that I've been trying, and unfortunately, spoiler alert, they're not my favorite. They're just kind of creasy. They're like a grease pencil. They're a little bit like the NYX Jumbo eyeshadow pencils, which if you love them as a base, you'll probably love these as well because they come in some fantastic colors, but as a one and done, worn alone eyeshadow that doesn't crease or fade, probably not these. But review to come, TBD. And then over here, based on you guys' recommendation from my Pocket Palettes video, I picked up one of the Viseart Petite Pro palettes. It's the one that has like the green and purple shades in here, and I've only used it like twice, so can't for sure say that I absolutely love it, but all signs are pointing to positive, unlike those guys. Moving on to this next drawer, this is face powders. Over here on the left, I have two Natasha Denona palettes, this cute, talk about pocket-sized, cute little duo that she has, like this pinky highlight, this super shimmery highlight, and then I also got the In Bloom palette, which I'm wearing today and have been trying for a little bit. I love how this palette is set up, love the shades in it, think it's gonna be gorgeous for spring, but still wanna just keep trying it a little bit more. I have the Milani highlight palette that I recently reviewed, and then I also have this palette from Love Luxe Beauty, which is super interesting and gorgeous. It's called the Fantasy palette, and inside, I mean, how cool are these? No mirror up here. It just says you are unbelievably beautiful, but you have 6 pans in here. One, this is what unicorns are made of, and this is what mermaids are made of. That's what those acronyms stand for. Shooting Star, which honestly is textured a little bit like those loose pressed shadows I showed earlier, and then once again more colorful highlight shades down here. So still testing this out. The texture is very variable amongst them, and these are some seriously colorful highlighters, so it has been tricky for even me to figure out how I like to wear them, but it is visually gorgeous to look at either way. Now over here I have some mainstays if I'm just looking for an easy blush to grab and go with. This is my Charlotte Tilbury Cheek to Chic, good blush that I love to use. Then I have a couple of bronzers that I like to use. This is my current favorite standalone bronzer, which is Sunset Striptease from the Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer collection. I just talked about that recently. The cream blush from the Rebel Rose collection that I raved about. My Dior highlight. This is like such a good go-to highlight for me, and it also doubles as like not just a face highlight, but great for a wash of color across the lids. Just, I could bathe in this stuff, honestly. If I'm looking for a duo, my Film Star Bronze and Blush Glow from Charlotte Tilbury, obviously a go-to. And then I also have this duo that I haven't tried in a while from e.l.f., but I recently found one that I had bought that was unopened, for the Contouring Blush and Bronzer, and this is a deeper shade than I ever remember having. So I wanted to pick this back up again and just like, you know, get to know it again, find out why I used to love it so much. Especially since I'm running out of my bronzer here, this will be a better one to travel with since I have more of both pieces. And my last drawer, which is entirely, well, mostly foundations. All of these pretty much I just talked about in my recent favorites video, at least these I did anyway. I have the illuminating, well, like I use it as a primer from Charlotte Tilbury, L'Oreal Infallible, my Too Faced Born This Way concealer, my Smashbox foundation, and my Flower Light Illusion foundation. These two, however, are new to me. I recently picked up the Infallible Stick Foundation because I love a good stick. And then my mom gave me the Dior Skin Forever foundation because this wasn't a good shade match for her, and it's a formula I had never tried, so I wanted to throw this in here so that I would remember to try it because she loved it. It was just a little too dry for her, and because I have combo skin, I think it might be a better fit for me. And then down here I have some concealers. More concealers, I guess. The Infallible from L'Oreal and one of the Smashbox concealers. This is the new Studio Skin Flawless 24-Hour Concealer. I have a stick highlighter from Pat McGrath. This is the dual-ended one where on one side you have a balm. This is the shimmer side. And then on the other side you have more of a, I think I just dinged it up against the side of this, whoops. And then on this side you have more of a balm that I'm still trying, but I also just love the way this looks, so any chance I get to keep any of her products on my vanity, always do. And then I have these glitter lips that I have been dying to try from Stay Golden Cosmetics. If you don't follow their Instagram, you should, because imagine this, but like close up and like every post flowing through your feed. It's just so stinking gorgeous. So I bought 2 shades from them, and I just have yet to come up with a time and occasion to really give them a good test. So let me know. I guess I really don't need an occasion. I could just do a look inspired by them. Let me know what you think in the comments. Alrighty, so that is the entirety of what is in my to try pile, basically my everyday makeup drawer or setup on my desk. I would love to hear what you guys think, what you guys want to see more of, or what questions you have of all this. Like I mentioned before, let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any of the videos that might come out of this video. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.